Human eyes. 1 million years ago, this vast jungle stretched unbroken across South America. Human eyes. In this isolated world, evolution crafted creatures found nowhere else on Earth. Every dawn begins with a tremor, a signal that the giants of this forest are waking.
The giant ground sloth, Megatherium, one of the largest mammals to ever walk this ancient land. Slow yet powerful, it feeds high in the canopy, reshaping the forest with every deliberate movement. Its massive bulk alters the very ground beneath it, influencing every species around it.
Nearby, another ancient titan stirs, a creature protected not by size, but by armor. The Glyptodon. Its shell, a fortress of fused bone plates, shields it from nearly any predator. Though slow-moving, its protective armor represents one of nature's most successful survival designs. But in the heights above, silence belongs to the hunters. In this jungle, discipline determines survival. One wrong leap could mean starvation. It searches for prey small enough to overpower, yet unaware enough to approach unseen.
But the quiet is shattered by the approach of a far more imposing presence.
Terror birds, flightless predators whose speed and strength made them rulers of the forest floor.
With razor-sharp beaks and explosive power, they strike fear into all creatures nearby. Even the jungle's quickest creatures vanish the moment these predators appear.
Here, survival is a delicate balance between size, armor, and the ability to stay unseen.
Even the smallest creatures have histories older than human culture itself.
Color erupts through the canopy, as ancient parrots claim the morning sky. With each sunrise, the jungle reveals a world constantly in motion. But beneath its beauty lies danger, still, silent, and patient.
These ancient serpents track their surroundings through delicate chemical trails.
And where jungle meets water, another hunter waits, in absolute stillness.
The ancient caiman, an unchanging relic of reptilian power, millions of years in the making. With ghost-like movements, it patrolled rivers that carved through the jungle's heart.
This land is a living engine shaped by time, climate, and constant evolution. This land is a living engine shaped by time, climate, and constant evolution.
The forest feels the change long before it arrives. Nature's warning system in motion.
And as the sky darkens, the struggle for survival prepares to enter a new chapter.
As the storm advances, the first droplets strike the canopy, signaling the shift to a harsher rhythm.
As the storm advances, the first droplets strike the canopy, signaling the shift to a harsher rhythm. Countless insects rush for cover, following instincts refined over millions of years.
For the arboreal residents, climbing higher offers safety from flooding below. Countless insects rush for cover, following instincts refined over millions of years.
In moments, the forest transforms into a world of mist, rain, and muted sound. Even the giants seek shelter, aware that storms can draw predators closer. For the terror birds, the storm provides cover, masking their footsteps as they hunt.
But slick ground makes even the swiftest hunters vulnerable to missteps.
Within minutes, rainfall reshapes the forest floor into a network of fast-moving streams.
These sudden torrents distribute nutrients, renewing the ecosystem with every storm. Along the riverbanks, rising water forces every creature to adapt or retreat.
One misjudged step from a small grazer can end in a silent ambush.
Yet in chaos, even apex predators can fail, outpaced by the storm's force.
When the storm passes, the jungle exhales steam and warmth into the recovering air.
This is a landscape sculpted by violent weather, where survival demands constant resilience.
Now, the Toxodon arrive, prehistoric giants resembling a blend of hippo and rhino.
But in the dim light, an early saber-toothed cat prepares to test its luck.
This smaller ancestor of the later Smilodon relies on stealth rather than brute strength. This smaller ancestor of the later Smilodon relies on stealth rather than brute strength.
A young Toxodon, momentarily distracted, becomes the target of the hunter's patience.
But adults respond instantly, forming a defensive barrier around their vulnerable colossal. But adults respond instantly, forming a defensive barrier around their vulnerable. Denied its chance, the predator withdraws, conserving energy for another attempt. As the waters recede, the forest begins to reclaim its gentle rhythms.
Sunlight returns, igniting bursts of color as steam rises from the forest floor. Birdsong resumes, echoing through the canopy as life resets after the storm.
Across every layer of the jungle, creatures return to the eternal cycle of survival.
As daylight fades, a new shift takes place. Night creatures awaken. And as the sun dips low, the ancient jungle prepares for the dangers of nightfall.